Hello everyone, my name is Rosette James Smith and I'll be your lecturer for this course. Today we are talking about understanding self and relationships. Now, today we're looking at personality traits for healthy relationships. So that's basically fostering positive connections. What is a personality trait? So a personality trait is a quality or characteristic that reflects people's patterns of thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. Of course, before you can define who you are, you have to first understand some examples of personality traits. These can be determined by our actions, attitudes, and behaviors. It's important to look also at personality traits and why they matter in relationships. So relationships are built on interactions between personalities. You know that, different persons coming from different backgrounds and are coming together. Certain traits foster stronger, healthy relationships, and some don't. So this presentation looks at the key traits that contribute to long-term relationship success, and we look at the other side of the coin also. So ask yourself these questions, and I want you to share in the chat, share what you think about these. How would I describe myself? Think about it. What brought me joy as a child? What brings me joy now? What's my biggest accomplishment? What's my biggest dream? What's my biggest fear? Make a note of this so that I can look at it, right? Now, choose two positive adjectives below that describe you and explain more. Why? Adventurous, capable, charming, conscientious, dependable, encouraging, exuberant, fair, helpful, humble, confident, imaginative, impartial, independent, meticulous, observant, optimistic, persistent, reliable, sociable. Which two will you choose for you? And why would you choose those? So you have things to share, you have things to make notes of, yes. Some key traits for healthy relationships: empathy, trustworthiness, emotional stability, communication skills, respect and kindness, adaptability, and commitment. Now, let's look a little more on empathy. Empathy is looking at understanding and caring, the ability to understand and share the feelings of others, like you're putting yourself in their shoes. It helps in resolving conflicts and promotes emotional intimacy because guess what? You are getting to know the person, so you're looking on their perspective of things. It leads to a deeper connection with partners. And when we say partners, it doesn't have to be like emotional partners, validating their emotion, but no. So this talks about partners, but we're talking about persons in groups. We're talking about persons in a classroom. We talk about persons who are preparing to go out into the school system or wherever you are going. Trustworthiness. Trust is the foundation of any healthy relationship. So if I am in the class and I don't trust you, it is going to cause a problem because I'm not going to be confident in what you say to me. Honest and reliable behavior. And this fosters security and reduces anxiety. When you can be sure somebody says you're going to complete an assignment Tuesday, and you do complete it on Tuesday, then somebody knows they can trust you. So when they're in a group with you, they can relax because they know your word is your bond. A trustworthy student, partner, co-worker is dependable and maintains their promises. Now looking at emotional stability, and this is looking at managing emotions effectively. So stable persons, if you are able to manage your emotions effectively, you're less likely to react impulsively and create unnecessary drama. I've seen some situations where some simple things, they have this thing about making a mountain out of a molehill, where you could have dealt with it less in a less explosive manner. So that takes emotional stability. It promotes emotional safety and predictability in a relationship. And remember, as I said before, we have different types of relationships. as long as we talk about emotion, persons tend to go to, intimacy. But guess what? Your emotions guide all your relationships. So your relationship with your students when you go out there, your relationships with each other are guided by your emotions. Sometimes you just don't feel like being around anybody else. And there are other times when you decide that, yes, this is what is going to happen. This is what I'm going to do. It also helps manage conflict in a constructive, non-defensive way. When you are able to control your emotions, you're able to sit back and you're able to calm yourself before you start reacting to a situation. You are in charge of your emotions. So you decide that nobody is going to treat you like a puppet. You're going to make the decisions for your emotions. Communication, the key to understanding, open, honest, and respectful communication. And I know the discussion can go on a lot about communication because sometimes they have this saying is not what you say, but how you say it. It needs to be honest. And what some people call respect is not respect. They say, I respect you. You will shout at somebody. I mean, all of us are adults, and even though children, you don't have to shout at somebody to get their attention. Active listening is very important. Really listen to the person. Really let them know you are there and you care. When somebody's not listening to you and you feel like you're shut out, you have something to say in the class and everybody laughing and shutting down. That's not proper communication. So as persons who are training to go out there to train others, you need to make sure that you practice listening from now. Persons who communicate effectively can navigate challenges and express needs clearly. I am not comfortable with how you speak to me. Very important. Communication effectively. They have this thing called the I message, where you look at your feelings. You don't go on and attack, so that persons can now appreciate more what you are doing. Respect and kindness, mutual understanding. So respect is valuing other person's opinions, boundaries, and autonomy. I mean, persons have their own opinions. You cannot decide what somebody must think of somebody. So it's important to value what somebody else thinks and to respect boundaries like space, time, different things. Kindness fosters warmth and prevents resentment from building up. Some things, when we just unkind, when you're there chatting with somebody else because you don't like their clothes or something, listen, you're not here to be in a personal relationship. So work with each other. And even if you are in a relationship, like persons for whom, because this is for general personal development. So kindness. Sometimes something is happening, a little kindness would have changed how it turned out. Also, this creates a positive and supportive environment. Imagine when I know I can just relax around you because the respect is going to be there. So I don't have to be keeping my guard up. It's very important. And you're a class, you're training to go out there. So you need to make sure respect is there to all, not just to the lecturers and other persons who are coming out there, to all individuals. Adaptability, embracing change. Some persons, when you hear some news or something, all you start to do first is quarreling, goes on, this not goes on, this not goes on. You don't stop to examine what is happening. So flexibility is key. As people and situations change over time, things happen. But adaptable partners or adaptable persons are more open to growth and problem solving. When you can see a situation, analyze it, and see how best you can fit in, it makes life a little easier. Your high blood pressure will go down a little because some of you are building up, some of us are building up our pressure ourselves, not the salt. It's just how we deal with situations. There's this saying is life is 10% of what happens and 90% of how we respond to it. The adaptability strengthens resilience in any type of relationship during difficult times. Sometimes, even in COVID, some classes had to be supporting each other. But guess what? You had to just change up. Probably some of you did CXCs in COVID. You had to make a change or you were going to be left behind. Unfortunately, some persons were left behind. So commitment, building long-term success. I know long-term success is here for all of you, but it's up to you. So commitment to your work, commitment to making sure the group work is done effectively, commitment to make sure as a class we move forward. It creates security and shows a willingness to work through difficulties. Yes, challenges will come. No college is perfect, but we have to work through together. Persons who are committed focus on mutual growth and long-term goals. So you know that you're focusing on your honors degree, because that's what I wish for you. So it encourages persons to invest in what you are doing. You are doing something now. Where am I going to come here and in cussing and quarreling? And there's a degree I come for. When am I going to go to my school and cause fuss and everything? So you need to all work on what you are doing. Building healthy relationships rely on traits like empathy, trust, and communication. These traits can lead to stronger and more fulfilling relationships in the workplace, in the schools, in the college, wherever you are. So you're focusing on your personal growth and your mutual respect for long-term success. Now we have to look on the other side of the coin. Some negative personality, sorry, some negative personality traits. Now, whether we like to admit it or not, some of our personality traits are negative. Some of you had just touched some corn there. Looking at lying. Some persons just like to lie, have this propensity for lying in order to avoid responsibility or facing the consequences for your actions. Being rigid and selfish, I don't care, this is how I want it. It's my way or the highway, unyielding to others and not endearing qualities. They're not fit, they're not match. An inability to empathize with others also alienates you from others when you can't understand somebody's feelings. Being quick to anger will turn people away. Being disloyal, quick to talk about others behind their backs, or worse, stab them in the back for personal gain, also falls high on the scale of negative traits. So guess what? Ask yourself, have you ever met someone who exhibited negative personality traits? Just think about it. How did you deal or interact with this person? So this is something else you have to make a note of so that we can share. Now looking at you, how does your personality affect others? Being positive and upbeat can influence everyone around you, and so can negativity. So, for example, a friendly smile to a stranger can brighten up their day. Just an unfriendly stare or word can cause their mood to drop. So, you can decide how persons are going to feel around you. What happens when you enter a room? Do you just change the atmosphere to negativity or do you brighten it? Your personality is part of what you are communicating at all times. If you're a strong introvert, you will communicate in that way, and people realize that you keep a great deal to yourself. And know that a lot of persons keep yourself to yourself, and some persons might be in here now. We have the opposite, which is an extrovert. They will give lots of themselves and relate openly with others, and people will understand consciously or subconsciously that this is a people person. So you can't force somebody to be what they're not. But you can also realize that you're not with a group of you. So you can sometimes adjust based on where you are. So you have to be sensitive, read the room and see what is happening because our personality can affect others. There are 5 personality traits that are there, and this is looking at the 5-factor theory. It looks at openness, appreciation for a variety of experiences. We have conscientiousness, planning ahead rather than being spontaneous. Extroversion, being sociable, energetic, and talkative. Agreeableness, being kind, sympathetic, and happy to help. And neuroticism, inclined to worry or to be vulnerable or temperamental. And this is something that you're going to be looking further at because you're going to be doing a little test on this. So guess what? I'm going to be sending the link in the class and we're going to be looking at how the different areas impact you. We want to look at how you fit into. So remember to do your test and look at which one are you more? Are you more open? I know some persons already have started to think about the different areas. Are you conscientious? Are you an extrovert? You're sociable? Or are you somebody who is always kind And in neuroticism, you're inclined to worry or be vulnerable. You're going to see a wide range of personality traits when you look at this and explore them, look at them, think about who you are or who you might want to change, things you might want to change to develop healthy, because we do not want to develop unhealthy relationships. If you notice, to remind yourself of this, it spells ocean. And in some theories, it spells cano. Different things just to remind you of the different areas in the five-factor theory of personality. And so you can look at it, examine it, and see how best you fit in. Blessings. We look forward to the next topic. All the best to you all.